History and use of fermentation. Yeast extract is derived from fresh yeast through 5 steps. One of them is the process of fermentation. We wanted to know what fermentation is and talked to the specialist, Godfrey Schmidt.
Hi, I'm Godfrey Schmidt. I have a PhD in biochemistry and I work for a company called Kerry in the area of taste innovation.
What is fermentation?
Microorganisms which are too small to be seen by the naked eye are actually all around us. They've been in existence for many millions of years, even before dinosaurs appeared, let alone humans. The growth of bacteria, yeasts and molds in the environment plays an important role in recycling organic material, releasing nutrients which can be then reused. Without these recycling activities, life on Earth would be severely compromised. More complex organisms such as plants and animals would use up all the available nutrients, and in a short time there would be none left. The well-being of all life on our planet depends on recycling and transformation. When these transformation processes are harnessed and controlled for our benefit, we call it fermentation.
How did we come to use fermentation?
The history of the intentional use of fermentations by humans goes back many thousands of years, way beyond any available records. The microorganisms in our environment are opportunists. They would find their way into our food. Some of the resulting effects would be recognized as positive, such as improvement in the taste or the texture, and some would be negative, creating repulsive odors and causing sickness. Over thousands of years, we've learned to harness the good effects and avoid the bad ones. Environmental influences and the diversity and evolution of agricultural practices have led to some key differences in the type and nature of the food fermentations that are commonplace today.
The use of fermentation in Western culture.
Unlike Asian culture, where pulses such as soya beans are the main source of protein, European agriculture has developed around animal products such as meat and milk. These tend to be seasonal in their production, like most agricultural products, and unlike beans, they don't respond well to being dried for the purposes of preservation. Luckily, fermentation has come to the rescue so that these valuable commodities can be safely preserved for many months and even years, and even be made to taste better than the original starting material. There are many examples of fermented milk products, and most of them depend on bacteria to convert the milk sugars into acids. More specifically, the bacteria produce lactic acid, which inhibits or prevents the growth of most of the common food poisoning organisms. The friendly bacteria are commonly referred to as lactic acid bacteria. They are encouraged to grow by providing the right conditions and by using a starter culture which, at its simplest, is a small portion of the previous good batch of fermented milk. Processes like that used to make yogurt are also used to make cheese. Here, the protein portion of the milk is concentrated by various means and acidified using lactic acid bacteria so that the proteins are preserved. An added benefit in cheese making is that, as well as lactic acid, the bacteria make enzymes which contribute to the taste of the cheese by degrading the proteins into peptides and amino acids. These are much tastier than the original protein. Similar bacteria are used to preserve meats in the form of sausages such as salami or chorizo, with the same effect. The key being the preservative power of lactic acid.
Turning fresh yeast into yeast extract.
Turning fresh yeast into yeast extract is relatively simple. The yeast is heated gently, then enzymes inside the yeast break down the proteins into meaty tasting components called peptides and amino acids. The same thing happens in soy sauce and cheese. Once the production is complete, most of the yeast has been digested and the extract is concentrated and dried, ready for use in soups, sauces and snacks.
For more information on fermentation and how fermentation is used in the production of yeast extract, visit our website www.yeastextract.info.